Alright, what's up guys? Welcome back once again to another video. So today we're going to be doing a sketchbook tour of my Inktober drawings. So yeah, this is the main sketchbook I use through the challenge. And if you don't know what Inktober is, it's basically just a challenge that is done every year, like once a year on October. And the challenge is to draw every single day for the month of October. So that's basically all it is. And yeah, the pens I actually used was pretty simple. I just used these two pens, a brush pen and a normal pen. So it's I don't know, normal pen and a ballpoint pen as well. Now I also used what was a white color pencil, now is a dead little pencil. So yeah, there's that. So yeah, let's go ahead and get it straight into the drawings. The first one are going to be white, but the rest should be in mid-tone. So this was the first one I did, and it's basically just a little fox. I was going to do these like my original characters, but later on, like I wasn't going to follow the prompt, but then later on I started following the prompt. So that's the first one I did. So let's go ahead and move on to the second one. And also the prompt for this one was poisonous, so as you can see I didn't follow it. So yeah. Alright, so for the second one, it was the prompt was tranquil, so maybe like calm and stuff like that, relaxing. So I drew Goku on a cloud, as you can see right there, and this was done with ballpoint pen right there and the brush pen over here. So I kind of like this drawing. The only thing I would say is like it's kind of stiff. So as you can see right here, like it's just the whole body right here, it looks kind of stiff. Like I don't know, it's not something like it would actually look like. So that's Inktober day 2. Alright, so for prompt 3, day 3, it was roasted. The prompt was roasted, so I don't know, I felt like drawing a Mario for some reason. And this was more like of an experimenting thing. This is when I was first trying out you know, colors and everything on the mid-tone paper, and this is what I came up with. Again, I didn't really follow the prompt, but later on I did end up following the prompt. So this is the third one on the mid-tone paper. Alright, so for day 4, it was spell. So this was the prompt, and this is the drawing. So this is actually an original character that I drew. It has the hand. I was actually practicing a hand, and then it turned into this, which is pretty cool, I guess. So that is day 4, spell. Alright, so moving on to day 5, this is what I came up with. As you can see, it's Link flying with some cuckoos or chickens. The prompt for this one was chicken. Yeah, the prompt for this one was chicken, and as you can see I drew Link flying with some clouds. This was done with ballpoint pen and a brush pen, and I also started using the white color pencil, which ended up turning, it's dead now. So I used that for that. Get away, go away. Okay, so yeah, that is this is actually one of my favorites. Actually, I really like this one. Alright, so moving on to day 6. This is day 6 of Inktober, and the prompt for this one was drooling. So as you can see right here, I wanted to you know, draw Pikachu. So basically what you had to do is just, you know, draw a character drooling over something, and in this case I drew Pikachu drooling over a ice cream, which, yeah, that's a Pokemon actually. So he's drooling. You get the idea, right? So that is day 6 of Inktober. Alright, so day 7 of Inktober was exhausted, and this is another one that I liked as well. So, you know, the prompt was exhausted for this one, and you know, I thought, well, you know, what gets you super exhausted, right? What gets you tired? And running, I thought of running, right? So what first came to mind was Sonic. He runs a lot, so I thought I'd draw him, you know, laying on the ground, dead. He's all tired. So yeah, that's what's supposed to be Sonic, kind of tired. Alright, so moving on to the next one, we have Star. So as you can see right here, the first thing that came out to mind was Kirby, because he has a star. You know, he always rides like this star. So I thought, why not draw Kirby? And I also drew a little friend, which is also a star from Mario Galaxy. So there's that, and as you can see, I used white on these areas right here, which is really cool about this mid-tone paper, that you can make you know, white appear on the paper instead of white. So that's really cool. Alright, so moving on to day 9 of Inktober, we have Precious. The prompt is Precious, and as you can see right here, I drew Mega Man and his dog because, Mega Man's dog is precious, right? So, for him, at least. So, Mega Man's dog is precious for him, so that's what I came up with. There's not much story behind this, but I really like it. I really like how it turned out. Alright, so moving on to Inktober day 10. So this is Inktober day 10, and the prompt for this one was flowing. And as you can see, I drew Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z. I really liked how this one turned out as well. So I thought, since Majin Buu has a cape and it's flowing, I thought, why not make his cape kind of like flowing? Because basically what flowing is just like kind of flying, in the air or something like that. But yeah, you have this cape flowing in the wind. And yeah, you have Majin Buu standing in a really cool pose. Alright, moving on to Inktober day 11. This is Cruel. And for this one, I wanted to draw Frieza because, Frieza is cruel. And yeah, so I wanted to make an illustration out of this as well. So here you have kind of like Gohan crying because Frieza shot at his ice cream. Yeah, that's actually supposed to be an ice cream, but I ended up ruining it. Kind of doesn't look like an ice cream, but yeah, you get the point. I think it looks pretty cool. Alright, so moving on to Inktober day 12. So the prompt for this one was whale, and I actually did not know what to draw for this one. But I thought of like Mario, since Mario can turn into characters in Mario Odyssey, like the new game, I thought, why not turn him into a whale? So that's what I came up with. I also added like little, so they're supposedly underwater, so that's why like there's bubbles and stuff like that. So yeah. Alright, so moving on to day 13. This is the prompt for this one is Guarded, and I drew Sans from Undertale. I really like this game. It's really weird but cool in a way. So his, I forgot what they're called, but his skeleton looking dragons are protecting him, and they're guarding him. So that is Inktober day 13. Alright, so moving on to day 14 of Inktober. The prompt for this one was clock. So I actually did two versions of these. I did this one, but then I thought, well, this is a watch, right? But it's kind of the same thing, right? So I redrew it and I drew this one. So this is the one I ended up going with because it makes a lot more sense, even though they're the same thing. He's holding a clock. And this was actually the most simplest one of the entire drawings. This was the most simple one. Okay, so moving on to the prompt 15, which is weak, which is one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites of all of them, and as you can see, it's Banjo-Kazooie. This is the original drawing I did for the video, remember? So yeah, that's the painting from last video. This is the original drawing, so there's that. Alright, so moving on to day 16. I actually didn't do 16. For some reason I missed it or something, but I didn't do it. But like towards the end, I came back to this prompt and I did it, but it's not really following the prompt, but it's something. It's an Inktober drawing. So to make up for that day, I drew Zerora from Pokemon Sun and Moon. I really like how this one turned out as well. And with color, this is how it looks like. Alright, so moving on to day 17. The prompt for this one was swollen, and for this one, I drew Earthworm Jim. You guys might be familiar with this game. It's pretty old, but I really like the game for this one. It was pretty cool. So as you can see right here, I drew Earthworm Jim. So there he is, all buff and stuff, because the prompt for this one was swollen. So what came to mind was a buff dude. So I drew Earthworm Jim flexing. Inktober 18, bottle, and as you can see, it's Krillin drinking something, a bottle. So there you go, a bottle. It's actually pretty small, like it's actually a really small drawing, like look at that. But when you take a picture, it looks pretty big. Alright, so for post number 19, the prompt for this one was Scorched, and as you can see, I drew some Pokemon. I drew Charmander kind of burning Piplup. It's pretty funny. So yeah, when I posted this, it actually did not have this colored, because you know, I went back to it. I didn't even know I was going to record this video, but I went back to it and I colored the ground to see how it looks. And it looks kind of alright-ish, not that great, but still pretty cool. I really like it. Alright, so moving on to the next one, day Inktober 20. Now this is where it starts to get a little hard, you know, because you're halfway there. You got like 10 more days. You're kind of dying out. So yeah, for the prompt for this one was breakable. So what I first came up to mind, I actually didn't know what to draw, but then I thought of Smash, since the Smash ball is breakable. If you ever played the game, you have like this ball, and basically what this is just like gives you like a superpower or something like that. It's special, and yeah, you can kill people. It's pretty cool. Alright, moving on to the next one, we have Drain. I actually didn't follow the prompt for this one because I didn't know what to do for Drain, so I did Luigi instead, you know, sucking up Mario, the ghost. So I really like how this one turned out as well. This one's pretty cool. As you can see, I did use white pencil as well, and yeah. Alright, so for day 22, I drew, the prompt for this one was expensive, so I thought of robots or something, you know, because robots are pretty expensive to build, right? So I thought of a robot, and I thought of Tails, like kind of drawing him. And this was actually drawn with not ballpoint pen, with brush pen. So as you can see, all these details right here. See if I can zoom in. So all these details are drawn with brush pen, stuff like that. And he was drawn with a ballpoint pen. So that's really cool. So that is expensive day 22. So there's that. I really like how this one turned out as well. It's really cool. Moving on to Inktober day 23, we have Muddy. The prompt was Muddy, and this one I actually followed the prompt as well. So as you can see, I drew Link. It was actually supposed to be Chibi Link, so I drew Chibi Link kind of like in a muddy situation. So there you go, that is Link. Alright, so moving on to day 24. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit harder. So yeah, Inktober day 24, I drew Genji from Overwatch. So there you go, with this cool looking sword. And let's get zooming in here. There we go. So Genji from Overwatch, and I did use white right there. So that is Genji. Alright, moving on to day 25. We have Prickly. The prompt for this one was Prickly. So I ended up drawing Majora's Mask, the Skull Kid, because his mask is kind of like prickly, you know. He has like spikes and stuff like that. So that would be a really cool touch. So there we have Inktober 25. So the prompt for this one was Stretch, and I ended up drawing Springman from Arms. I actually haven't played the game yet, but I have seen the character, and like they can stretch out their arms. Also, this was digital colored as well, so this is how it looks digital colored. So that's how it looks. So let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so moving on to day 27. We're so close to finishing. So the prompt for this one was Thunder, and I thought of electricity because, you know, thunder is electric or whatever. So I drew Electoman from Mega Man. Yeah, Mega Man. So that is from Mega Man. There's like this boss guy that can shoot like lightning and stuff like that. So there's that. Alright, so moving on to day 28. We're so close to finishing. The prompt for this one was gift. Yeah, gift. So I drew Mario and Toad. You know, Toad is giving him, you know, a cake or something like that. I really like how this one turned out. It's really cool. I don't know, for some reason I really like it. And I also digital colored this as well. So this is how it looks digital colored right on the screen. Really cool. Alright, next up we have another Dragon Ball Z characters. We have two characters, and the prompt for this one was actually double. Yeah, so the prompt for this one was double. So you have Trunks and Goten. So there is double, and also colored this one as well. So this is how it looks digital colored as well. So there's that. At this point I was like almost dead. Like I was just just tired. I didn't want to do it anymore. So the prompt for this one was jolt, and what came to mind was electricity, jolt. So I don't know, it reminds me of electricity, so I drew electric Pokemon. It's actually my least favorite. I don't know why. Maybe if I would drawn it in a different angle would have been better, but it's still pretty cool. I like the idea and stuff. But I also colored this one as well, so this is how it looks digital colored. Looks pretty cool. And finally, the last prompt, which is slice. Another sword looking action thing going on here. So for this one I drew Metal Knight. Again, I used like the white on it, and I really liked how this one turned out. It looks pretty cool. And I also digital colored this one as well. So this is how it looks digital colored on screen. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, that's gonna wrap up for the drawings. Hope you guys enjoyed. It's a bit long. If you have made it to the end, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys in another video. Let me know which one you like the most, and I'll see you guys in another amazing drawing video. Peace out.